All right, this is an introduction to the Onshape modeling for the paper straw bridge for February 5th, 2023. It's gone through several renditions. So this is the final, this is the example bridge that we'll use. And you can see that it is built in an assembly. And this is where we add what we're calling the struts now. These are the struts that go across between the sides of the bridge. They're added very nice and efficiently with this replicate command. It takes one and duplicates it for us. So we're going to have some variables in here, which you'll pull in. I'll have a Google Doc with the instructions for pulling these variables in. And then everything will be drawn in your Part Studio here until you get to the struts. So the reason you want it to look like this is we're going to eventually need to add cross bracing. So we're going to need both of our sides in the Part Studio. So you'll have that there when you are done with the process that I'm going to show you. I've got things named here. You can look at this example if you want to follow along with the video. I'll jump back to it. So that is what we're heading for, a quick overview of the Part Studio. You start with your original sketch. We'll just do the rollback here. Your sketch for the 2D modeling, and key should bring you back here. Anyway, here we go. Edit that end key. And so that's our sketch. I just made it real simple. I used some symmetry here, some mirroring. That's going to make it easy to change if we want to change anything. Then we go into the node sketch, and that's where we drew the nodes. I used all of the variables to draw my nodes, and then use the equal constraint on all of the other nodes. So these are the only 3 unique nodes. You do not need to draw the others, but you can use the circles. That'll help when you do what's called a transform. And then you'll have your nodes extruded. This is the transform. So use a mate connector to transform this node over here, since they're identical. And then we do the same thing with the top nodes. And we add these straw center lines, which go between the nodes for the straws to be drawn on. And we simply did a constraint where you have coincident between this circle and the initial 2D sketch. So draw between those. You've got the center lines, and then we can add our straws using the frame. This is the frame tool. I renamed it straws, but you can see in brackets it's frame there. So that's just very simply adds those. You'll then use a composite part to make the sides a single part, which will show up down at the bottom here. So I've got the bridge side as a composite part. And then we'll use a transform to make another copy of that, or instance of it, so we have 2. And that is done using the bridge width variable. Just moves it over, creates a copy. So that's an overview of the Part Studio. Then we bring those composite parts into the bridge assembly. You can see them here. This is a composite part. So bridge side 1 and bridge side 2 actually just brought the bridge side in, since they are identical, twice. And then the strut, we drew that over here. Straw profile. The strut is this straw that connects the sides. You can also see my sketch for the straw profile that we use in the frame tool here. So that's a separate Part Studio. And then bridge assembly, bring the sides in. We use this we draw bring one of the struts in. We mate it. You can see the mates here. And then we use replicate to create all the other instances of it. That is the overview. We'll get started on the next video with some drawing.